Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing another bullet journal setup. If you guys haven't seen my new bullet journal setup, I will leave the link in the description and also up in the cards in the right section. So this bullet journal is going to be cat inspired. I drew a lot of kitties and I am very excited. This was a very fun activity. This is sped up I think 6 times because I do a lot of coloring in and I didn't want to take forever here with you guys because looking at bullet journals is fun, but we still want to see how it gets done. So I just found this quote on Pinterest and I really enjoyed like the moment and what it said, and I just went with something a little bit fresh. I freshened up also how I wanted the fonts to look and everything, and I do believe I am getting better at my fonts, especially my cursive fonts, because it's one of my favorite things to do. I did do it for like a lot of times this year, especially starting with January. I did a lot of cursive fonts. Here I'm just setting up all of the ink for the lettering because I was gonna color it in a different color, but I just think like the bold black color just brings things so to life, and I was already gonna color in the background, so I think the black just made everything look better. Here I'm just having a little bit of fun and doing a little kitty moment because cats, right? I just love cats. Whilst coloring this, I was having a little time for myself because I wanted to test some things out, and the one things that I decided to test out was literally the colors for the kitties. I was going to do like a black cat theme inspired, but I kind of decided not to because I didn't want it to be just like one color for all the cats. But I do have a lot of black cats and also a lot of ginger cats because those literally are my two favorites. You know, I love a black cat. I do blame Sabrina the Teenage Witch because if you're a millennial and you've seen Sabrina the Teenage Witch, you know Salem was the best. He is the best. So I really enjoyed the entire moment of coloring this and just bringing out the magic of kitties and their fun, weird yet goofy and cute moments. For the cover of September, I decided to add some cute little paws to decorate, and in the middle I decided to do a big cat, and at first I did want him to be holding a little box and like the little balls of yarn to fall off, but I kind of changed my mind and I just decided to still implement that it is a box and that the yarn fell out of it, but he's just holding up the calendar. Here I'm just adding details to the little balls of yarn. I do look at it from afar now and I do kind of see tulips. I don't know why, but I do. But in the end, still looked cute. So I think that was literally what I was going for, and that is literally how it ended up, and I was very excited about that. When it comes to this kitty, instead of using the walnut brown that I used from my Faber Castell color on the kitty on the left, I used a dark sepia, and that is like the darkest brown in the Polychromos set, which did its part because I did not want to use black, even though it looks black in the video. It is not. It's dark sepia, and this is literally what I wanted because I didn't want to use black because I know the Polychromos black is like black, and I would literally not even get to see anything. And with the dark sepia, I still see the background, even though it looks black, but you can still see the background. And one thing I did for this setup was make sure that it wasn't colored like polished. Well, I try to. I wanted it to look like a fun moment instead of me just like, oh, you know, I did this to keep my life organized. So I did try my best to color in and make sure I didn't go too crazy on details and shadowing and everything. Like most of the time, if I use shadows, I use the same colors. I will just like put a little bit more pressure and make sure that I blended it out with another color that would just make it look a little bit polished, but I still wanted the kids' fun coloring into this journal. So now I am doing my monthly view. I drew another little kitty on top, and this one, he is pulling the string from the yarn ball, and later on when I zoom in a little bit more, you get to see his cheeky little face. And I just fell in love with that, and I know that like when I sat down to like do this setup, I just looked at it and I was like, I expect nothing more from my cats. When I get my kitties, I really want kitties. I'm literally almost grabbing the first wild cat I see in the streets and just giving it a home. I'm kind of on that mode. I really want a cat. I did some pause because I didn't want to use normal markers for this, though I think I should have put some more pause on the calendar. Now I'm on my goals page, where I write down my goals for the month, my YouTube goals for the month. I have it separated, and also my shop goals and my monthly gratitude. I don't know where my voice is going right now, but here it's back. So I decided to do the same thing here. Instead of just putting boxes, I put in a little pause to demonstrate where all my months are, and then I'll probably just do a line. And here's something new I've done with my bullet journal. I have been a bit bold and I decided to do a little window, but I don't color it in now. I color it in after when I do the second page. And I decided to put a line filled with a little pause on the side where I get to see the pause. The only thing I didn't realize that when I turned the page, I should have drawn something else on the other side to match the view from the other side. But you know, it's a learning phase, so I'm okay with the learning phases. See, you can see his cheeky little face from this zooming point. And here we get a habit tracker. I decided to take out my habit tracker from my monthly view because I despise that monthly view. I am grateful that I did it. It was supposed to be like another year in a pixel, but for habit trackers, because I had like my entire year habit tracker done in that journal, my old journal, and I can't. I just couldn't. It looked really disorganized. It didn't look aesthetic pleasing. I think it's because it didn't look aesthetically pleasing, that's why I didn't like it. So I decided to bring it back to this journal. I do later on add in some of the numbers because I can't really stand not having the numbers there. I want to have time to reflect on where I am and when I did it, not go crazy trying to figure it out. On the right hand side of this page, I decided to do a playlist set where I decided to add 5 songs that kind of represents like each song is for each week. It's the song that literally I had stuck in my head or got me in that moment for that week, or just like it was literally just perfect for that week in general. Here I am also now doing the line art for this little kitty, which I am in love with this cat. There is this cat and there are another 2 cats as well that I am in love with. This one is one of my favorites. And I love it because he's just a little kitty with this giant book open. And on the cover of the book, it just says, "World Domination for Cats." Like in bold letters. Just like the cats in caps. And I just loved it. And they're like 3 little dots. I really loved doing this kitty. I was just like, I need something really fun. I did see... I don't remember where I got this art from. It doesn't look like this. Like I made my own cat. Like I got inspired by the book, but the cat in general, I just decided it was just perfect to add a little black kitty and him just like reading it with a little smile on his face and just reading this world domination for cats. As you guys see, all of the cats, I leave their noses white. I did do that on purpose, so I didn't forget to color it. It was just like really on purpose. I also noticed that I used a lot of red in this journal, so I don't really know why I was just drawn to the red for this month. Hopefully it's significant. It's probably going to be something. I don't know. Meanings, I don't know. Now I'm coloring in the little view that will be seen from the other side of the spread with the little paws. I took salmon pink and light cardium, and I don't remember what the brown I used was because I think I used 2 browns for that color, and I'm not really finding the brown. Oh wait, I think I found it. Was it this one? I don't think it was either of the browns I have in my hand, but the one I know that I did use was burnt sienna, but I don't remember the other one that I've used. Wait, I think I found it. Is it this one? Yes, it was sangria. So those were the colors I used to make the little paws with different colors. I think that's like the most blending I did was with the paws. And on this one, it is my normal budget tracker and business expense tracker. I just went in normally with this spread. It's something I've been doing for months, so it wasn't really something like crazy to do, to be honest. I just wanted this page to be a little bit more interesting for me and everything. One of the things that I was not going to be doing this spread anymore. I was going to add it to the yearly tracker, but I was like gonna have an expense tracker for the year, but afterwards, I just thought it would be a bit messy because I really do not want to have to rewrite and figure everything out. So I think this just makes everything less complicated to understand, and it's still simple and organized, because the more organized my bullet journal for me, the better. And I think throughout the years I have been actually figuring out my groove. I have been doing this since 2020, so like 5 years bullet journaling. And I think the only year I didn't, no, 3, because 2023 I had a planner that had like all the dates done for me and everything, but I loved it. But I've missed bullet journaling. I missed doing the spreads myself. I missed literally doing the thing myself, like everything myself. So for this little cat, I use salmon, and I will tell you what the name of the color is. Hold on. Terracotta. And that is the brown I use, the terracotta. And I just used the little salmon pink to make sure that this cat looked a different ginger. I think I did like multiple versions of gingers. I had a bright one. I had this one that was like slightly browny. I just went crazy with the ginger cats. I really like cats, so yeah. I also like dogs. I'm also a dog person, okay? Especially pugs. I love puggies. They're adorable. And to make the spread a little bit more entertaining, I just used a light blue from my Faber color pencils and just did some lines just to make sure it looks aesthetically pleasing and not boring. So now we are on my brain dump page, one of my favorite spreads, because I really use this like a lot. Even if I don't jot like the entire 2 spreads, I do use it. I do always put 2 spreads because sometimes I'll be like, oh no, I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use 2 spreads, and then like I have overwritten things in this brain dump for ideas, stuff. If you guys don't know, I am currently on my 2nd draft of my book. Well, I'm kind of rewriting the 1st draft because I wrote the 1st draft. Now that I know what the story is and everything, and I get the feel for the characters, I am rewriting everything the way I want it. So I normally use my brain dump to help me sort out thoughts, or if I have like an idea for an extra book or something else, I will jot it here, because if I don't have any ideas for books or whatever, if it's like for my shop or content related, I already have a place for it to go, and this is like the only place I really didn't have it, so I decided to use my brain dump for mostly that. if you guys don't know, this is the second kitty that I love, this little cat in the box, and it's written Cat Cave because kitties and cardboard boxes. And there is another kitty that I did that was a bit different. And we are on the last spread of this video. I am extremely excited. After a very hard day, I am very, very excited. I also did something a bit different with the spread. I decided to use horizontal boxes this time. Mostly I think it's because I'm a bit tired of the vertical squared boxes. I think it's because I used it in a way for this month, and I was kind of getting bored of it, so I decided to do something a bit different. Hopefully I get into this, because the first time I actually used these horizontal boxes in a bullet journal was the first time I actually started bullet journaling, and I really didn't like them a lot. But you know, it's been years. Maybe now that I know how my schedule normally goes and I have more time to implement a little things, I will adapt and it will be fun. And before anyone says anything in the comment section, I do realize that I did forget to put 30. I end up doing that later. Not on the video, like off camera. Here I'm just coloring in, and I do the same thing that I did with the other kitty in the brain dump page. I decided to go with a multicolored cat because I think they're so cute, and I wanted to have like little differences. And here I just used the same colors that I used in the playlist page for the little paws, just to have multiple colors. And now I'm just finishing the spread off by coloring in the books and then just highlighting the week. And there you have it. This is the spread of the week for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I had a really good fun time doing this. Thank you so much for being here. If you've been here this long, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me what you think I should try out next, and I will see you guys next week for more. Have a great day, month, year, week, whenever you're watching this. Have a great day, guys. Bye, guys.